Not cool.
That's not a scale of 1 to 10. Oh, you're recording. So you can have Discord subscribers now, and they pay money to subscribe to your Discord. Do you know that?
No.
I want to try to utilize that.
Like OnlyFans?
It's like, more like Twitch subs, but sure. God, my fucking nose makes me want to kill you. I'm gonna get so fired from my job for one of these times. Okay. All right.
Sniff the case.
Ow. I haven't brushed my teeth in 4 days. This is exclusive Patreon content. You ready?
Yep.
Like, you've been fooling around this whole time, you know, like, you're not taking this seriously. Hey guys, what's up? In today's video, very simple. This is my streaming PC. Well, it was my streaming PC. If you haven't noticed, I haven't streamed in like a month and a half because, well, it got sad at one point. So, I'm trying to revamp everything, get shit together, you know, finances and all that. And it starts with, I gotta take this apart because we gotta build a new streaming PC, which is gonna be 10 times better than this one, and it's just gonna be fucking insane. But first, I have to tear this one down because it's got my capture cards in it, it's got my graphics cards in it, and it has a bunch of cool stuff in it that I thought I would just go over because I actually, a while ago, I ended up, and I made a video about this, I deleted the footage of me building this PC, so I just had to do a video talking about having built it. It was like super shit. Anyways, I thought this would be a good time to go over it because I didn't take it apart, and it's just a cool computer, so I want to do that. So I don't know how to start with this. Yes, the first thing you may notice is there's a fan literally mounted to the back of it because I couldn't fit it on the inside. That's it. And it needed more cooling. So the CPU in here, I'm going to start by taking off the back fan, is an Intel Extreme Edition 9800X. 8 cores, 16 threads. It's like 4.5 gigahertz max boost, something like that. It's basically, it's almost akin to a 9900K, just a little bit underclocked, but with support for, you know, quad channel memory and a lot more PCIe lanes, you know, creature comforts of a high-end desktop platform CPU. So it's very nice in that regard, and that's part of the reason I used it for this build, because it's a fast CPU and it has a decent core count. Now, oh, that is gross and dusty. If you're thinking, which is unlikely, I know what you're thinking. A 92 millimeter CPU cooler, the Asetek 645 LT, one of personally my favorite coolers. It actually has this custom RGB Asetek pump cap that they sent me. Thank you, Asetek, I love you. Is probably not adequate for a 4.5, 5 gigahertz, 8 core CPU. And you're right, even with 2 Noctua 92 millimeter slim fans, it really is not enough for that CPU. It's got like 165 watt TDP. So this 95 watt max cooler is not good enough, but since the CPU was never under full 8 core load, it was only under light, you know, 4 core boost loads doing basic encoding. It never really got hot enough for this to be a bottleneck, so that's why it worked fine in this build in the small case. So really, I had no problems, and I do love this cooler from Asetek. Asetek, if you're watching this video, we need to start talking again. I need to build up my channel though. We were in contact back when my channel wasn't fucking garbage. So we'll do a quick rundown of the specs now that the CPU is free. So for a CPU, as you know, it's a 9800X Intel HEDT X299 platform. Our motherboard is an EVGA X299 Micro. So it's an LGA 2066 socket motherboard in a micro ATX form factor, which is great because micro ATX gives us our expansion slots that we need in a size that I find to be acceptable for when I was using it. I needed it to be movable and take up not much desk space. Now I have a lot more floor space and desk space, so my new streaming PC is gonna be massive. Threadripper, it's gonna be awesome, stay tuned for that. But this one, it needed to be small, so getting high-end desktop platform in a micro ATX form factor, fucking perfect, and still be able to install my graphics card and capture card. And those, as I'm taking them out, I'm just gonna start taking them out while I'm talking about them. Our graphics card, we went with one of my all-time favorite cards, the RTX 4000, the Quadro RTX 4000, not to be confused with the RTX A4000, which is the next generation after this one. That's the Ampere card. This is the Turing card. Technically, both NVIDIA and like, you know, Amazon page and stuff refer to this card, which is going to be very hard to get out because it barely fits. So the 20 series was the first, you know, real-time ray tracing graphics cards. You know, that scam gimmick that people believe because big YouTubers were paid and jacked off under the table to talk about how great it is. Yeah, this is considered the first ray tracing graphics card, the Quadro RTX 4000. Ray tracing, performance, whatever, actually has basically nothing to do with why I bought this card. This card has a very unique feature. Besides being a single slot, which was a requirement for not this iteration of this build, because this has the right spacing between the slots, as you can see, for a dual slot graphics card. But on the other build, I didn't have the spacing, so I needed a single slot card with decent power and a decent encoder. But it actually has a USB-C display output. That is very important because the display I use for my streaming PC is an Asus USB-C touch display. So basically, that monitor gets everything it needs from one USB-C cable. It gets video, touch, you know, USB, and power, all from the USB-C on this graphics card. So we have a single slot card that can power the entire display. It doesn't need a plug to the wall or anything. It just needs to be plugged into this, and that's basically keyboard, mouse, and everything just in one go. Now, of course, I use the keyboard and mouse because it's easier, but I had the option to just touch the screen. It was super nice for a little while. Surprisingly, it has an 8-pin. All of like the P4000, which I have. Just see, at least you're ready for when I drop all of these cards and lose like $3 grand. So I have a bit of a problem with buying single slot graphics cards. The problem being that I keep fucking buying them. So yeah, for reference, almost dropped it. I have 3 of these. So this is the P4000, and it's the same card, Quadro P4000, Quadro RTX 4000. It's just a generation up. So the P4000 had a 6-pin. In a single slot. It's basically a 1070. A little bit cut down. This is like a cut down 2070 in the same regard. This one has an 8-pin connector, much like the single slot GTX 1070 here. This is the GTX 1070 Katana. Really fucking cool graphics card. It's got, you know, it's got a fucking katana on it. Sick card. Everything's like a 1070 here. But so this has an 8-pin, just like this, but P4000 had a 6-pin, and the next generation one after this one, which is akin to like a cut down 3070, the RTX A4000 has, yeah, a 6-pin, despite being much more powerful than this card. Thought that was cool. Now all my cards are out, so now I have to come up with a video idea while they're out. I've just come to realize that I might want to use the USB-C again. What do you think? You know what, chat? I'm gonna try to get this video up before I start the streaming PC. Vote right. That balances? What the shit? These balance? Dude, that changes everything. The 2 people who are gonna watch. You are voting?
Yeah.
Which one?
USB-C.
The 2 people who are watching, you guys are gonna decide which card goes in my main streaming PC. Because I should have. We need hardware acceleration for viewing like, it'll technically be like an 8K 60 FPS stream because it'll be 4 4K streams at the same time. So we need hardware acceleration, and we actually might want to use the NVIDIA and the NVENC encoder for that. So we can either go with the newer RTX A4000, or we can still go with the RTX 4000. They both have decent encoders. This one could just let us use our USB-C display. Let me know in the comments which one do you think I should use, or if I should try to fit both. It is Threadripper, so it's pretty fucking sick. So this is the AverMedia Live Gamer 4K. Hands down, I can recommend this card. 0 issues with it from day one. You know, every once in a while you need like a restart, but that's with every capture card. Holy shit. The Elgato 4K 60 Pro Mark II, piece of shit. Ever since Corsair bought Elgato, you know what? That's what Corsair does. They buy companies and run them into the ground. I hate Corsair, like publicly. Their keyboards are great. I use their keyboards exclusively, but as a company, they're fucking dog shit. This is great. Elgato, they made it shit. When they bought Elgato, they made it fucking garbage. I can't even comprehend how fucking bad it is. This has 0 audio delay, 0 latency, HDR, 1440p, 144 hertz capture if I need it. It's like fucking insane. So this Highly recommend the Live Gamer 4K from AverMedia. Great card. Have, like I said, zero issues with it in like the years I've been using it. Getting this out is never easy. Did I accidentally take out my power supply too? What have I done? Who angered the gods? This is also taking out the power supply. This whole apparatus wants to...
It looks like a fucking mess.
It is a fucking mess. There we go. So that'll get our... And I can't stress this enough. Piece of garbage shit drive. This is not a great drive. Inland, they're a cheap they're Micro Center's in-house brand. And I don't even think they pretend. They're literally, I don't want to say knockoff, but they're essentially, they're a cheap SSD. There's nothing inherently wrong with them, per se. They're not like, they don't have like capacitor plague or anything. You know, they don't have like fucking, they don't have like shit parts or whatever in them. They're not ideal. I haven't seen, like, you know, they're cheap. That's it. So like I said, they're cheaply made, you know, cheap plastic, cheap internal components. There's nothing special about them. I wouldn't say don't buy them. I mean, they have like a bin of them, or they're like $10 sometimes. So I've like grabbed a few. But I trust some AliExpress drives a little more than I trust these. And I've actually had a lot of blue screen issues with this, overusing it for streaming PCs. It just has a lot of my data on it. So this is an Unprofessional 1 terabyte SATA drive. Again, should not have used this for my streaming PC. It's just what I had at the time when I built it the first time, first iteration of it. So I'll probably get all the data off this using like a USB or something, you know, a USB adapter, but I will not be using this as the boot drive for that PC. This will probably go in one of my VM servers, just to host some VMs on it, nothing important. Now, I'm gonna try to get our power supply connectors off of our board without breaking the fucking board. And then we'll talk about the power supply. Okay, so for our power supply, I'm not a big fan of Corsair power supplies. I don't really use them. I'm not a big fan of Corsair in general, to be honest. So, but I mean, realistically speaking, I don't really think there's too much wrong with them. People recommend them. I just could never personally recommend them. I don't trust it. So this, I use the Corsair SF600. It's a SFX power supply, 600 watts and 80 plus platinum, I believe. It does not fucking say. What the shit? I know it's 80 plus platinum, but it just does not say. Do you see an 80 plus platinum rating on there? Make sure it's focused on it. Do you see one? I don't see an 80 plus. I mean, I know it's 80 plus platinum, but what the fuck, Corsair? Why would you not put it on here? I might be dumb. It might be somewhere. It's on the packaging, but so it's an 80 plus platinum, 600 watt power supply. Realistically speaking, nothing wrong with that. My new PC is going to need a little bit more than 600 watts, just in case, at least for efficiency, because it's going to be, again, Threadripper and maybe have multiple graphics cards. It also has these nice, you know, black braided cables. Let's unplug our RGB header. This might actually be easier than I thought. Why did I use this fucking long ass SATA connector?
That is stupid as fuck.
Look at this.
Wow.
I actually have longer ones. I just don't want it near me. It's gross. I don't want any of this near me. I hate cables, but I love them. Okay, so that's the power supply, and now we're just left with this, which I'm just gonna take the board out. I'm gonna save some film, so to speak, because, yeah. So I'm just gonna pause. I'll be right back. I did not need that. Okay. So the one thing I hated about this board is that this shroud and the Wi-Fi did not come pre-installed, and it made you install your own Wi-Fi after the fact, and it's a big fucking pain in the ass to install Wi-Fi. It's a pretty feature-packed board, you know, because it's X299, especially for micro ATX. Gives us a nice flexibility. Like I said, we do get our quad channel memory, which is super cool, super great for like video editing stuff. We get 3 full electrical 16x PCIe slots and an M.2 and a U.2, both with 4x PCIe lanes. But yeah, it's a pretty cool board from EVGA. EVGA makes some of the sickest boards. They don't make a lot of boards. They only usually make high-end motherboards and, you know, similar. So this is like I said, really sick board from them. EVGA, I would like more. These are really cool. cool. But that's the point. They have like a Mark II. This is the Mark I. The Mark II, I think, just had actually less PCIe on it. It's weird, but this is it. So all this shit fit inside this pretty small case. It's smaller than some ITX cases. This will kick the NR200 to ass. I hate the NR200 from Cooler Master. I have one, it's a piece of shit. Anyways, that's my streaming PC. I built it. It was really good while it lasted. RIP streaming PC, 1978 to 2027. 3? 5? 5? What fucking year is it, bro? I'm not gonna take out the CPU. Oh, I should wipe it down though. Do I have a napkin here? Do you see a napkin?
No, no, no.
Fine.
No.
I'm so sorry. We have an i7 9800X. Got the text?
No.
Can you see the text?
No.
I can assure you getting closer is not gonna help. i7 9800X. Alright, I'm done with it. I'm bored of it. I'm bored of it. Subscribe. Or I'll kill my dog. Alright, I'm done. I quit. Goodbye, everyone. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. After this, probably not. Bye!